how much has my VW Golf R cost me over 9 years? I've got a folder full of everything that I've done with this car. So every sort of receipt, every sort of maintenance, everything about it. It's my 9-year-old 2017 Golf R. And we're gonna go through that today, basically. I've got a little bit of overview of everything, go through everything with the costs, gonna get the calculator out, and yeah, talk about just basically how much it's cost, starting from the initial kind of cost price of purchasing the car 9 years ago to now, yeah, sitting here. All the tyres, maintenance, just everything that kind of goes into having a VW Golf R. So I'm excited to kind of share it with you. And yeah, let's go through this. Let's go through my big folder. And yeah, I hope you guys find it useful. So guys, you join me in the Golf R because it's a little bit noisy out there. So better for the audio, I would say. But yes, basically I've got a full like list where I kind of write down everything that I've kind of done with the car, just from everything. And I really like that. And this was the first thing that I had with the car. Yeah, I couldn't quite kind of believe it when I had the opportunity to kind of buy this car. It was, yeah, back in July 2017, I'm going to say. And yeah, well, it was July 2017. And to be able to get a car like this at that time, yeah, I kind of pinched myself today. And yeah, it's just amazing. And I actually purchased all my cars outright as well. So, you know, no finance or anything. Apologies if my eyes avert from the camera, but hopefully you find this useful. But yes, the first payment of this car, I traded this car in. I traded this car in for my Fiesta ST. So my 2017 Fiesta ST. They gave me £9,000 for that car. To be honest with you, it wasn't that much. So I had to pay the remainder. And I've got like the full sort of all the details of it. Yeah, it's exciting how I've kind of kept all of this kind of going forward. But yes, the price of my car from Volkswagen was £24,950. So that was purchased in 2017, July 2017, and it had 1,583 miles on the clock. It's an April 2017 registered car, and this was an ex-demonstrator, 3 months old. I got it from Manchester, Warrington, VW. There we go. So that was the initial cost of the car, and I paid £600 for gap insurance. So hopefully this is adding up. £24,950 for the cost of the car, 1,583 miles, dealer owned, so ex-demo, so it had one owner, then I bought it, and yeah, that was it. With the gap insurance as well, which was 600 quid, which luckily obviously I didn't have to use because I had no issues with the car, and you know, I kept it as it is today, which is crazy thinking in March 2026 it is as it is. Now bear with me as I've got a lot of kind of stuff to go through, but hopefully it's not going to take too long. June 2018, I had an oil and filter service. Now this has a full VW service history, but what I found is it's amazing if you check different dealers, you can get different prices, and it all kind of varies quite a fair amount. And obviously based on the time of the year when you get a service, prices and costs can kind of change and be affected. So that was my first oil filter service with the car, June 2018. And it cost, as I go through my folder, cost £207. That's just oil and filter from a VW dealer. But I'd actually done at that point, I'd done up to 10,900 miles. I actually commuted in this car quite a lot to work back and forth. So that's kind of where the majority of the early mileage went. In April 2019, the front left wheel I had refurbed. That's the only time I've ever had a wheel refurbed, and all the others haven't been done. Sadly, in the 9 years, it's got a lot of corrosion on it now. So that kind of basically means it needs doing again, but they've never been done. It can be quite difficult to kind of get that done. That was done in April 2019. And again, apologies, I'm kind of facing myself away as I kind of go through this. But I guess for me, it's always kind of like getting these things done as they kind of come along. And that cost me £80. So there you go. June 2019, I had another oil and filter service. So this one was, if we're looking back, wow, there's so much information on this car of how much it's cost me. It's quite incredible. So yeah, 2019, I was up to 18,771 miles. So yeah, I'm certainly clocking up the miles early years. That's probably when I did the most. And yeah, for an oil and filter service, £285. Yeah, I can remember I had issues there. I think they charged me extra for some like fuel additive stuff. I wasn't too happy, and they'd ragged my car around. I remember the engine being hot as anything. Yeah, not the best experience there at that VW dealer. Not where I am now. That was over, and this was back in 2018, 2019. This was over in Bedford, so there you go. In November, and hopefully I'm adding up the costs, so I'll put it on the screen. I don't even know the total, so I'm going to be like amazed when I kind of come over all of this. It's going to be very interesting, very, very interesting to say the least. But yeah, my full VW service history is continuing. In November 2019, I then had 4 new Michelin PS4 tyres. So this car came on Bridgestone Potenzas. I fitted 4 new PS4 tyres. I got it from Black Circles, ATS Euromaster. Paid £350 for those 4 tyres. Because it's a Haldex and it's a 4-wheel drive setup, I kind of like doing all cars kind of, yeah, all 4 tyres if I can. And then in February 2020, I got a 4-wheel alignment, and that was done at National Tyres and Auto Care, and that was £50. So it's not too bad on that front. You then kind of know what happened in 2020, lots of things, but I still managed to keep the VW service history going. July 2020, I had an oil filter plus Haldex. So every 3 years, you need a Haldex service on one of these. And that was in July 2020. That was at the same VW Bedford dealer. Oil filter plus Haldex, which I've got here, and I've got the invoice, plenty of invoices. Yeah, and I was up to 29,500 miles as well, so that's a fair amount. £407. So that was a Haldex oil change, and oil and filter, basically. So that's how much that cost. Although it looks like as well, I got some wiper blades to perhaps add that kind of on. The rear wipers on these Mark 7 Golfs always squeak. It's always sort of like a main thing about them, which always kind of goes about. It was also due its first MOT, October 2020, VW Bedford. I personally would advise to get your MOTs, which is what I normally do, just from anywhere, you know, anywhere kind of reputable. Because you can save yourself a little bit of quid. You can normally get them for sort of like £40 and something like that. But my first MOT was done at a VW dealer because there was so much stuff going on with like protection and stuff like that from all the safety stuff in 2020, and I paid 50 quid for that. So that was the MOT. And in May 2021, I had a brake fluid change, and that was done at a VW dealer as well, not the same one. That brake fluid change was £69, which I think was all right at a VW dealer. I literally just got it because I felt the pedal kind of needed it. Yeah, that's kind of why I went for that. Kind of good to flush out the system a little bit too. That was May 2021. In September 2021, I then had a major service. So I had sparks, oil filter, air filter, pollen filter. So probably as big as a major services you're ever going to have on a car like this. They would always recommend tyres and things like that, but yeah, you can just get them. You can get them cheaper elsewhere. Black Circles is someone that I use quite a lot. They're normally quite good, and you can get them fitted somewhere local to you. And you can also get obviously a premium type tyre as well. For my major service, £404. So you got spark plugs done with that as well. So that's pretty good. Yeah, that was in 2021. I love how it says the colour limestone grey metal. That was 33,000 miles on the clock at that point. So there we go, it's adding up, 404 there. October 2021, I had the second MOT, but I actually got it done at like an F1 Auto Centres rather than a VW dealer, because it was £37.50. So I know it might not sound a lot, but it adds up if you're going to have a car for a long time. That's what I always felt with this car, with the tax bracket. It was after April 2017, so I play the lower tax bracket. If you had a Mark 7 Golf R before April 2017, you pay an extra sort of like 70 quid a year. So it adds up when you've had a car for 9 years. And again, the sort of apologies, I'm looking down. I like looking at the camera, but obviously I've got to look at this. And it's passed the MOT. I never had an MOT failure as far as I can remember. I've got all the MOTs kind of shown there. This is when things got a little bit perhaps expensive. I needed a new clutch. My clutch was slipping quite early on. That was December 2021. I got that done at a company called VagTech in Milton Keynes. £996 because it was a lot of labour. And they actually fit a part number, which was the latest part for the clutch, because these clutches, they're not so great. It's a 296 brake horsepower car, and I think it was a little bit more reinforced, but it's been fine since. So that was in December 2021. New clutch, £996, best part of £1,000 really. Not nice. September 2022, I got new genuine VW discs and pads, front and rear. I had it fitted at a specialist. I had it fitted at SCC Performance in St Albans. And I got the discs from a subscriber who I'm hoping to meet up with next month. And they were genuine VW Golf GTI Club Sport S or 40th edition drill discs, which I've still got on the car today. So at least I now know since 2022, they seem fine. And I had them then fitted, and that's kind of that. For them to fit the discs and the pads, they charged me £170. That was what that was. Oh yeah, and for the clutch, the clutch kit was £285. The slave cylinder was £54, and then to fit it was £490. And then you got VAT on top of that. So I had SCC fit the discs and the pads, and I paid about, it was around about just under £500. It was £550 for the discs and the pads from a person which I just picked up. So that was actually from a subscriber who's now a friend who I'm meeting up with next month, because his friend is collecting a 50th, which I hope to share on the channel. So hopefully I'm adding all this up. So if you include it all, including the fitting, it's probably about 650 quid. Yeah, I'll find out the exact amount because I'll have when I actually did pay for it. It starts to get expensive, because not long after I had the discs and the pads done, the thermostat housing, the water pump, the union seal adapter, got done. And I had that done at SCC Performance. So that's the classic thermostat housing, water pump getting done. And so mine was done in September 2022. Very, very common. I think they were saying they had like 2 a week come there. So they're very used to and familiar with actually fitting it, which I suppose is kind of a good thing. Yeah. Come to the cost of that. Oh, right, no, before, at the exact same time, I had oil and filter change at a VW dealer, £209. So it's amazing how it changes all the time. Then we come on to, within the same month of having that, basically, in September, £786 SCC Performance charged me for my thermostat. So it's thermostat housing, water pump, union seal adapter. So replace water pump and thermostat, £786. This was back in 2022. Who knows what it costs now? I believe, based on when I was checking, that's not a bad price. They did a great job. The car's been sound since. Is it due another one? Who knows how long they'll last. The car was on 42,000 miles when it kind of got that done. And they mentioned sort of like the union seals, because they tightened up a few things while they were in there. They were just like, oh, this was loose, this needed kind of replacing. So they were good. I had no problems with their work. Yeah. October 2022, I had my third MOT. That was at 42,400 miles. I got that done at F1 Auto Centres, £35 for an MOT. So there we go. That was only its third one. So I'm clawing back some money here, clawing back. Don't worry, we're getting there, because we're on the back page now. October 2022, I had a 4-wheel alignment. I can't stress how important it is to have your car lined up properly for tyre wear, for efficiency, for drivability. It's a no-brainer. If you've hit something and it's out of sync, get it done. It's a no-brainer. I got that done at Quick Fit actually. They charged me £70 for the four-wheel alignment. Really good. Laser sort of guided. Yeah, 70 quid. No problems. All worked well. That was October 2022. September 2023, I had a minor service plus Haldex, because that's obviously now another 3 years had passed, so the Haldex needed to get done again. That was at a VW dealer, keeping up the full VW main service history. I'm learning a lot as I'm kind of going through this, so this is kind of good for me. That was £364. So that was a minor service plus Haldex plus pollen filter as well. They threw that in. Yeah, that's what it cost me. £364. Again, price is correct basically when I paid it. And I never took out a service plan. I just sort of went and took my chance, and I tried to check a few dealers and tried my best to get it as low as I could, because that's kind of what I do. October 2023, I had another MOT, and again I didn't get that done at a dealer. I went to F1 Auto Centres, and that was £37. So not too bad. We're now heading into new territory again. Wow, I've got so many receipts. I'm probably even going to end up missing out stuff. I might even have some more stuff somewhere, but I'm pretty sure this is all the stuff. In early 2024, I got 4 new Goodyear asymmetric 6 tyres. I got them from Black Circles, and they were fitted at Halford's Auto Centre, and that cost me £350, and I was quite happy with that actually. That was at 49,599 miles. So I'm on 62,500 miles now, so I've only done about 12,000 miles on them, and they're really, really good. Eagle asymmetric 6s, I like the price, and I liked how they got fitted, and yeah, kind of, again, no issues with that. They're still on the car today, sort of two years later. So I was happy with that. I wanted to get a 4-wheel alignment, but they didn't have the facilities to do the 4-wheel alignment. So I ended up having, because obviously when you change the tyres, it's probably good to get an alignment. I went to Quick Fit, and they charged me £130 for a front and rear adjustment. Yeah, I felt like quite a lot, 130, but yeah, that's what I got charged, so there you go. So where are we at now? We're at September 2024, where I had an oil filter and pollen service, so minor service basically. And I mean, it's saying here, oh no, okay, oh wow, there's more stuff going on. Oh no, I did the service first though. £235, it's changing all the time. That's oil filter pollen. So that got done at a main VW dealer. But I also got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, the dealer code, finally updated on my car. So even though it has it, you have to put in a code to get it. That code cost me £165. They had a little disc thing, they put it in, they installed it. So I've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It works fine, but you have to activate that. So if you do get one of these cars, they might not even have them on there. That's the crazy thing. You actually have to pay for it. Pay for a feature that is already part of your car to be unlocked. So there you go, 165 quid for that. But it's good for me. I've actually found it really useful. Even in 2026, it does well with me. I had another MOT done, again, F1 Auto Centres. That was just under £40. Again, yeah, I kind of preferred doing it that way. Then my mirror glass, the right mirror glass, basically, there's a thing in here, and I believe it's something to do with the heated mirror. They can just fall off, and because if you heat it too much, mine fell off, smashed, cracked, needed a new mirror, needed it fitted. £98. Oh no, sorry, not £98, £90. £90 for the mirror. There you go, £90 and 12 pence. But they did fit it for me, and it was a genuine right mirror for a Golf R. And I needed a mirror to see. So there you go, that was 90 cleared. Mirror glass, driver's side. We're getting into more recent times now. Got so many screenshots and notes of all these kind of things that I've done. All these things that I've done. Yeah, you know you gotta help me out. Big service coming up. Oil filter, air filter, spark plugs, major service, VW main dealer. I had it all done, the lot, everything, air filter, everything. £484, seemed quite expensive. Main VW dealer, I thought it was expensive, but it got it done. That was September 2025. October 2025, I wanted a few things done. I wanted the air conditioning recharged. It's the first time I had it done. Bear in mind, I had this car for 9 years and its breeze is so good. Because the government put in a law which you have to have a certain gas in it if it's a certain model year of car, for environmental reasons, it changes the price. £125 for my regas, £125 for my regas, and I had brake fluid done at 50 quid as well. The total amount, £175 for that. So that's the AC recharge and the brake fluid done. That was at Quick Fit. So again, I'm sort of incorporating full VW service history with specialists, with all of that stuff. And then after that, I had an MOT for 40 quid. And that was October 2025. And that is the lot. That's the lot. I've gone through my whole book of dreams and I love how I've got every single part of it. I've even got like little spare batteries for the key remote as well. That was like a maybe add £9 here and there on that. I've even got the second spare key here too. If you take into consideration as well tax for over 9 years, it goes up by 5 quid. It started at about £160, might even be about £155 I paid. Now I pay £195. So that's what it is after April 2017. So that's calculated. Insurance, it's varied quite a lot as I've got older. Maximum I think I paid, and it's very subjective to the individual, location, everything. Maximum I think I ever paid was about 550 quid for the year. Again, I pay outright, so it saves a little bit on paying monthly. The lowest I've paid, which is what I'm paying at the moment, is £330. So that's where it's at. Work out an average from that over 9 years. That's a cost, but you'll have that cost on any car. It's obviously a little bit more for a Golf R. Manuals are actually a little bit cheaper to insure as well than automatics. Also being four-wheel drive, it's cheaper to insure than a rear-wheel drive car. Also the Golf, this generation of Golf has a lot of safety systems and that's insurance friendly. It's also not keyless, which hopefully is better to not get stolen. So things like that. So play around with the spare key. I actually, at this point, don't know the exact total, and I will find out when I'm editing this video. So I'm curious to know what you think in terms of everything kind of included, and I'll try and break it down in terms of then like the servicing costs, the running costs. You've got fuel as well. My car, over the course of 62,500 miles, I've had the best economy of close to like 50 mpg on really long trips. I used to drive proper slow when I used to commute into London. I used to get into the 40s, high 30s. I'd probably do shorter-ish journeys now. I mean, it's hard to judge an average mileage, but you're probably looking at sort of like low 30s, I suppose, overall. 32 miles per gallon maybe over the course. And then fuel, I put 99 Tesco Momentum in this all the time because it's better, high grade quality of fuel. But that's a cost that is just going to be cost from every car. Yes, it's going to be a little bit more because it's a Golf R, it's a heavy-ish car, and it's got more power, but that's just a total cost that that's what I kind of think of. Every car is going to cost you money. Whether you have a Golf R, a Honda Civic, or a Toyota Aygo, there will be a cost in general. There will be some sort of tax cost potentially. MOTs cost the same. Doesn't matter if you've got a Ferrari or a Fiat 500, it costs the same. You have to service your car, oil filter, spark plugs. You have to do these things and they will cost a certain amount. Yes, you do kind of get charged a little bit more because it's the Golf R style tax from dealers, I believe. Tyres, you'll need tyres in every other car. So I kind of think of those as like universal costs if I had any car, and I'm happy to pay the extra percentage because I have a car like this. That's how I've always worked it out in my head. And that's how I kind of process things. And then you kind of, I suppose if you really want to look at it, the opportunity cost. Obviously, if I didn't sink 25 grand into this, I could have put it into something else. But then I also look at it in the sense of like, I've gained, well, I've created a YouTube channel, which I love, and it's just incredible. I love the community as part of it. But the places this has taken me, obviously it took me to my place of work for quite a while. Yeah, the driving, just relaxing, all these kind of stuff, it's really paid for itself. And today, I reckon on the used market privately, I wouldn't want to take less than sort of like 15 grand for it personally. So that's just where I'm at. Yeah, I think that's probably it actually. Shall we end this outside and I'll put a total of everything? Because I don't think there's anything else really. But I hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, my 2017 MK7 Golf R is manual. It's still going strong. She's still looking good today. And yeah, a lot to go through. Thank you for sitting through it all. And yeah, let's get the total out. And yeah, I'll tell you how I kind of feel about all of this. So there we go. Here's the price, total price. And I've hopefully broken it down into terms of exactly what it's like. Maybe you've skipped to the end of the video and just checked out this part, but I hope you found it useful, just me kind of going through. And yeah, there you go, long-term ownership of a car. Yeah, this is one of the longest and I've loved it. It's a great car. I have no regrets. Who knows how long I will keep it for, or maybe I'll keep it forever, who knows. And yeah, I appreciate every one of you who's been part of the channel as part of it, because I filmed this I started the channel properly in July 2017 and I'm in March 2026 and it's still here, it's still looking after me. And as you can probably tell, well, I believe I've looked after it too. And that's been a great thing. And sounds like a VW Golf R. It's good, these Mark7s. In fact, they're so good that the new generation Mark 9 Golf, they're taking inspiration from this. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, stay tuned. I've got plenty more content to come on the channel. A lot of stuff with sort of like other manufacturers, subscribers, and yeah, subscribe if you want to see more, and let me know your thoughts in the comments around long-term ownership and everything I've shared today. I'm really curious to know your thought. Thank you for watching.